perish. So there's a lot of mystery still left on this planet. And there's still a lot of water.
Mysteries and water. True enough. Chapter 8. The flood subsides. But God remembered Noah and all the beasts and all the livestock that were with him in the ark. And God made a wind blow over the earth, and the waters subsided. The fountains of the deep and the windows of the heavens were closed. The rain from the heavens was restrained, and the waters receded from the earth continually. At the end of 150 days, the waters had abated. And in the 7th month, on the 17th day of the month, the ark came to rest on the mountains of Ararat. And the waters continued to abate until the 10th month. In the 10th month, on the 1st day of the month, the tops of the mountains were seen. At the end of 40 days, Noah opened the window of the ark that he had made and sent forth a raven. It went to and fro until the waters were dried up from the earth. Then he sent forth a dove from him to see if the waters had subsided from the face of the ground. But the dove found no place to set his foot, and she returned to him.
Foot.
I'm sorry?
To set her foot.
That's what I said.
You said his foot.
Oh, I'm sorry. But the dove found no place to set her foot, and she returned to him to the ark, for the waters were still on the face of the whole earth. So he put out his hand and took her and brought her into the ark with him. He waited another 7 days, and again he sent forth the dove out of the ark, and the dove came back to him in the evening, and behold, in her mouth was a freshly plucked olive leaf. So Noah knew that the waters had subsided from the earth. Then he waited another 7 days and sent forth the dove, and she did not return to him anymore. In the 601st year, in the 1st month, the 1st day of the month, the waters were dried from the earth. And Noah removed the covering of the ark and looked, and behold, the face of the ground was dry. In the 2nd month, on the 27th day of the month, the earth had dried out. Then God said to Noah, "Go out from the ark, you and your wife, and your sons wives with you. Bring out with you every living thing that is with you of all flesh, birds and animals, and everything that creeps on the earth, that they may swarm on the earth and be so fruitful and multiply on the earth." So Noah went out, and his sons and his wife and his sons' wives with him. Every beast, every creeping thing, every bird, everything that moved on the earth went out by families from the ark. Then Noah built an altar to the Lord and took some of every clean animal and some of every clean bird and offered burnt offerings on the altar. And when the Lord smelled the pleasant aroma, the Lord said in his heart, I will never again curse the ground because of man. For the intention of man's heart is evil from his youth. Neither will I ever again strike down every living creature as I have done. While the earth remains seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night shall not cease. Amen.
Amen.
So, what do we do with this, Christina?
Well, they haven't found Ararat yet. So they haven't found the ark. So I don't know. We just need to remember Noah did us a huge favor by sacrificing these clean animals of every kind, the ones that were saved. And God said, never again, for I know your hearts. I know evil lives within your hearts. Because, he just wiped out the planet. And he had only Noah and his 3 sons. And obviously he knew from those 3 sons, evil would be born again. But he promised us he would never, ever, ever destroy us with water.
Christina, I don't know if you intended this or not, but you used a very interesting phrase about evil that's usually used about a relationship to God. Born again. Evil was born again.
True.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Now, I just want to say one thing about evil that a lot of people, if you read scriptures, if you really get into it, you can see. And you can see in your own life, frankly. Because it says in Isaiah, and this needs to be pointed out every once in a while, especially since we're in Genesis, it says in Isaiah, God speaking, I created good and evil. The difference is the evil God created is best understood as nothingness, space, vacuum, etc. The evil that plagues us comes from man and the devil, and the perversion of that relationship. It is not created by God. It is, as Christina quotes in her book, frankly, nothingness. Even created nothingness. Nothing God created was, quote, evil. That was the betrayal of what God created for the deception of man through Lucifer. Would that be fair, Christina?
Well, yeah, because like you said, the evil God created may not have been intended to be what we've interpreted as. It wasn't jealous, it wasn't hate, it wasn't envy, it wasn't revenge, which we all seem to think that's evil because it harms somebody, it hurts people. But the evil can be a little bit more subtle, like in a relationship, not being there emotionally for someone. That's evil because you've cut off someone from you. You've not allowed them to be a part of your experience, and you've detached from them. So I think evil, like you said, is more of a detachment and not showing of an emotion or feeling. And we just interpret it as something different because of what the serpent did with Eve. And so I think we need to re-examine what evil is and not just start labeling it on individuals because they act a certain way, because they're acting out. That's more of being a bully and a baby and a look at me, I want more attention type thing than the pure evil of it all. because the pure evil of it all would be to abandon a situation and not throw any feelings toward it or throw any memory toward it. It's forgotten. And I say that because it's kind of my relationship with my mother. She went to the East Coast. Never once again did I think of her. Never once again did I may have said something about, oh, it's her birthday, acknowledged her, and I was attacked for it because people in my family didn't feel that I cared about her because I didn't reach out to her. But I knew by me reaching out to her, it would set her off and make her angry, make her upset. And so it was easier for me to avoid that all. And so, you know, that's the evil behind it. You avoid someone because you know how your actions or feelings or words toward them, they take it the wrong way and they verbally go off on you. So, I mean, she's passed away now, and so what the family lacks is coming together and just remembering her for what she was to us, a mother, and respecting that. And instead, we all